Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In this lecture, we are going to discuss different modes of reading. Actually, reading is a very complex and complicated process. You might adopt one of the modes when you are reading that can be different from other modes in terms of purpose and objectives of reading. So, these are some of the modes we actually adopt while reading a passage or text. First of all, argumentative mode, explanatory mode, descriptive mode, narrative mode. Now, first, let's discuss argumentative mode. Now, first, let me define or clarify the term mood. Mood refers to a way or manner of reading. Mood can also be defined as a particular way or manner of your reading. You might read a passage for explanation. You want to make yourself understood, or you want to make yourself clarify about a topic. And you can also read for the purpose of understanding the story, or you might read a passage for identifying or for recognize an argument from the text. If you want to find an argument, so we read in a different mode, in a different way, in a different manner. So the different ways or manners we adopt in our reading for different purpose is called mood. So mood can be different. Now we read a passage in different moods. Sometimes we you know have communication interaction with the text and we find out arguments. Sometimes we need explanation. When we do not understand something, we need explanation or clarification. So we read for the sake of clarification about a topic. We can also read in a passage or a text for the sake of description. In a descriptive mood, you want to know the structure or function of something. Suppose if you want to know about an organization, or suppose you want to know about and a plant or animal, so we read in a descriptive way. Describe the structure and function of plant or animal or organism. So this is a descriptive mode of study, a descriptive mode of reading. And sometimes we read a novel. So a novel we do not sometimes we not pay attention to structure and function of something. Rather we find or we give attention to the story, what happened before, what is happening, and what would be happened after that. So this is a different mode of reading. So let's discuss these modes. First of all, argumentative mode. Now, what is argumentative mode? As the word suggests, argumentative. Argumentative is from argument or argumentation. Now, what is argument? Argument refers to reason or a point, or we sometimes say it thesis. Now, in simple words, argument refers to reason or main idea with which we can support our statement. So sometimes we read a passage in order to find out an argument in a text. For example, if you want to read a legal document, so lawyers particularly they read the text with the intention of finding an argument for themselves in order to support their own statement. So this kind of mood is argumentative mood. You read a passage and the mood of argumentation. You want to find an argument for yourself to support a statement. Or you can easily say that when religious people, suppose mullahs, they read a passage or text in order to find an argument. with which they can support or they can falsify another thing. So suppose they would read Quran to find out an argument. So this is a kind of reading, a kind of studying based on argumentative mode. So sometimes we also find this is a very important mood of studying. We adopt it in reading newspaper. Sometimes we find an argument for ourselves. The second mood is explanatory mood. Now, what is explanatory mood? Explanatory, is the word suggests, is a mood in which you want to clarify yourself by reading the text. You do not, find an argument. Rather, you want to make yourself understand. This is the main thing in explanatory mood. You are reading a passage with the intention of clarifying yourself by paying attention to the explanation. You would study examples, you would study statistics, etc., to understand yourself. So this is an explanatory mood. Normally students, as a student, we actually use this kind of mood while reading a text. Next one is descriptive mood. Descriptive mood is a mood of study, is a mood of reading in which you give attention to the structure and functions of something being read. Suppose if you are reading about a plant or animal or an organism or an organization, suppose institution. So we actually pay attention to the structure, how the structure of the institution is, and what are the functions of the institution. Suppose if you want to know about State Bank of Pakistan, suppose, and you want to read about it, so you would read in the mood of description. You would study the structure. What is the structural hierarchy? Suppose there is a president, there are board of governors, there are representatives. So this is a structure of the institution, and you would also study the functions of the institution. What are the basic functions of the institution? What is State Bank of Pakistan for? So you would read a text in this mood. In the same way, if you want to know about an organism, so we give attention to the structure of organism, a form of organism, and then we you can say move toward the functions of the structure. Suppose if you want to know about brain, so in this mood of study, you would give attention to the structure of brain and then the function of brain. Actually, it is a more scientific way of study. You would pay attention to the anatomy and the physiology of something. The next one is the next mood of study or reading is narrative mood. In this mood of study, you do not pay attention to structure of something. You are not bothered about structure and function, nor you want to clarify yourself. You just read in this mood to understand the story. Now in this what is story refers to a fable, or you can say a set of events. Suppose story of is if suppose if you want to read English literature, so you would read a story of Charles Dickens, or Wuthering Heights, etc. These are different writers, so they have created stories in the form novels and dramas. So you would not be bothered about the structure and function, rather you would pay attention to the story, what is happening or what happened or what will be happened. So these things would be given attention in the narrative mode. So let me conclude the moods of reading. Mood refers to a way or manner of reading or studying. There are different modes of study or reading. Argumentative mood. Argumentative moods refers to a mood in which you find an argument in your reading. Second is explanatory mood. In explanation mood, you actually want to make yourself clarify and understand. And descriptive mood, you want to know about the structure and function of something. In narrative mood, you want to know the story.